Hello and welcome to another episode of Sera Reviews Discs. I will be talking today about some Criterion favorites of mine as recommendations for the November sale that's been going on at Barnes & Noble. You all liked my noir recommendations, so I thought I would make a more general video. I'm actually making two videos. One's going to come out today and one's going to come out tomorrow. 6 films each. And so be sure to stay tuned, and I'll see you then. Just going to jump right in. Starting out, I highly recommend this movie, True Stories. It is the only feature film that David Byrne ever directed. David Byrne of Talking Heads fame, singer-songwriter. It is such a bizarre movie, but it's really heartwarming and funny. But it's so strange, as you would imagine any movie by him would be strange. Hey, this place is completely normal. A bit sarcastic there. It also comes with a CD of the soundtrack and fake tabloids, because the whole point of this movie is that it's based on David Byrne's love of weird tabloid stories, and so he decided to make a movie about a town that is filled with people who would be in tabloids. It's truly one of my favorite films. It never fails to make me happy and laugh every time I watch it, and there's just nothing else like it. You know, I've searched and searched for more movies like this. There really isn't anything. Some of these movies today you might have heard of, some of them you might not have. Unless you're into this sort of stuff, I'm going to guess that you might not have heard of this one. If you like comedies from the 80s that are just kind of strange and weird, I highly recommend this one. And also, you get to see an early John Goodman performance. He's the lead character. This is before he got really famous. And so, if you're a big fan of him, it's a great pickup. Next, we've got The Lodger by Alfred Hitchcock. This is another one you might not be as familiar with. This is very early Hitchcock, 1927. It's a silent movie. It's based loosely on the Jack the Ripper murders. This is one of my favorite silent movies. It's very spooky. If you want to see early Hitchcock at his finest in terms of tension, I know in the 30s and 40s he was doing a lot of spy movies and romantic thrillers and that sort of thing. But if you want to just see straight up tension, like as in Psycho, this is the movie for you. It's got a fold out, big old essay there. And on the other side too, let's see. Yeah, so it's a 2K restoration. It looks really good. I mean, about as good as any silent movie is going to look. You know, a movie that's almost 100 years old at this point. It's got some great cinematography as well. Yeah, there's the back. But if you're looking to get into older movies, like silent movies, or if you're a Hitchcock fan and you want some of his older stuff, this is a great film to start with. I know a lot of his early period stuff isn't the greatest, a lot of his silent stuff, but this is, I love this movie. I need to watch it again soon. When I've got a list of silent movies I'm going to watch soon, and I'm thinking I need to put this on there as a rewatch, along with Metropolis. Thief. This is one you may have heard of. It is Michael Mann's first feature film. He did do a TV movie before this, The Jericho Mile. But this is his first, like, movie. And it is one of my favorite movies of all time. I have my two favorite movies lists. I have my art house favorites, and I have my genre favorites. And this is number 5 of all time on my art house favorites. A lot of people like Heat the best out of his filmography. I love Heat. Heat is a 10 out of 10. This movie is like a 12 out of 10. This is one of the best movies ever made, in my opinion. It is the definition of cool in cinema. Every shot is so slick. The soundtrack is just the best. It's a Tangerine Dream score. The beach theme I've listened to hundreds of times. Probably my most listened to piece of music score. It's not by Ennio Morricone anyway. Got the fold out. I'm pretty sure they put this one out on 4K. This is my old Blu-ray. I'll have to pick up the 4K. I won't get rid of this Blu-ray. I've got sentimental attachment to it. But I would love to see this movie on 4K because it's just gorgeous. James Caan gives a great performance as the titular thief. It's kind of lacking on special features. It's got an audio commentary with Mann and James Caan, which is pretty cool. New interviews, trailer, but what it lacks in special features, it makes up for in the quality of the film. If you like 80s movies, and or if you like crime movies, or if you just like cinema as an art form, highly recommend this film. Next one you might not have heard of. It is called I Am Cuba. Now this is a very interesting movie from a historical perspective. After the Cuban Revolution in 1960, the Soviet Union sent over a filmmaker, one of their best, Kalatozov, I believe his name is pronounced. Let's see the front. I mean, that looks about as close as I'm going to get as someone who doesn't speak Russian. But in 1964, they sent him over to Cuba to make a film. It's not a propaganda movie in the sense that it's about how great Fidel Castro and all of them people are. It is, a lot of people still classify it as a propaganda film. I'd say it's a political film, but I wouldn't say it's exactly propaganda, because it's not advocating for the new government that was established in the revolution. It is simply examining the quality of life that people had in Cuba before the revolution, in a series of vignettes showing that it was not the greatest place to live before the revolution. Obviously, with such political content, your mileage may vary in terms of how much this film is effective towards you. But one thing you can't deny is the skill of the filmmaking. He has got some of the most dynamic direction I've ever seen. The Cranes Are Flying is another movie by him I would recommend. I have it, but I don't have it on hand right now. Actually, impromptu, I'm going to pause the video and grab that. Okay, I'm back. Grab The Cranes Are Flying. These two movies are both directed by the same guy. I Am Cuba is my favorite, but if you want good Soviet filmmaking, which is an underseen part of filmmaking on the part of the Western world, a lot of people watch Tarkovsky and that's about it. But if you want some really good Soviet filmmaking, highly recommend these two films by Kalatozov, Cranes Are Flying, and I Am Cuba. And I Am Cuba comes in 4K and Blu-ray. I'm not sure if they've done a 4K for The Cranes Are Flying, but I have the Blu-ray. It looks good. I mean, it's definitely worth getting. The next one is Sisters by Brian De Palma. Now, my first video I've done in this era of the channel was about how much I love Blowout, and which should give you the sense that De Palma is one of my favorite filmmakers. And this is an early movie from him, one of his first horror movies, precursor to Carrie. And it is just, I mean, this movie terrified me the first time I watched it. Granted, I watched it alone in a room at dark, you know, in the dark at night by myself. So that probably added to it. But it is just such a great, I mean, every De Palma fan knows that De Palma wants to be Hitchcock to a certain degree. And this, other than Blowout, which is very Vertigo-esque, this is his best Hitchcock movie. And of course, Margot Kidder gives a great performance, as she always does. I just watched a movie with her called The Reincarnation of Peter Proud, and she's great in that. But this is an earlier performance from her, and she is just so good. As both, she plays twins in this movie. So you flip through the booklet. Most people would know Margot Kidder as Lois Lane in the 1970s Superman movie. That was about the height of her stardom, before she kind of succumbed to mental illness, which is such a shame. Interview with Brian De Palma. She was also in Black Christmas, which I have the Shout Factory 4K of. Probably my favorite movie of hers. And there she is, as both the twins. Yeah, this is a great movie if you're looking for something spooky to watch. Or if you want something twisty and spooky and frightening, this is the movie for you. And finally, we have In a Lonely Place. Humphrey Bogart is my favorite actor, and this is his best performance. Pretty unanimously agreed to be his best performance. If you really want to get to the heart of who he was as a person, this is the movie you need to watch. Lauren Bacall said that this movie, his performance in this movie, is the closest to how he was in real life, which is kind of terrifying because he plays a kind of terrifying guy in this movie. It's a Nicholas Ray melodrama, and so if you're looking for that sort of movie, this is one of the greatest. It's got such beautiful cinematography. It's a melodrama, but it's almost a horror film, you know, in the way that it draws out tension and dread. It's like the most romantic horror film you'll ever see. Long essay. Let's fold that back up. This is a beautiful edition. I've seen it many times. If you're looking for a good Bogart film that you might not have seen, you've seen Casablanca, Maltese Falcon, you know, his Howard Hawks stuff. This is the one for you. One of his best movies. And so that's what I've got for you today. I said it would be 6. Ended up being 7. There they are. I hope you can find something you're interested in. If you want to comment down below what you've picked up or what you plan on picking up. And I will see you tomorrow with a new video. Goodbye.